hugging me.
So another one that they had showed, Dragon Age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was it looked like it was a fairly short trailer. It wasn't super long. Just gave you some little details. So for me, you know, like I didn't play, the only Dragon Age that I played was the very first one. I didn't play I played Inquisition and I stopped playing it because I didn't care for it. Like
Right.
it wasn't interesting me at all. So I got bored quick with it. So this one, I'm not really like too, you know, enthused about
It's
it.
Dragon Age Origins, right? Is the one you were? No.
Dragon Age Origins was the first one,
And then it went
and then
Dragon
Inquisition
was the second one?
the second one.
Yeah, and Origins is the one you played all the way through.
Yeah,
Origins.
yeah. I enjoyed Origins.
Origins was good.
And then when I played Inquisition, I was like, damn, this seemed like the same game. Like,
I remember
it didn't
liking
seem like
Inquisition
anything
wasn't as fun as
changed.
Origins.
Yeah, so
So
I
on
just got bored
Origins,
with
did you still control like 3 or 4 NPCs? Okay, so it's the same style.
yeah, you still
Gotcha.
have your team of guys or whatever, and then you can switch between them, you know, when they're attacking, or you can just let the AI just,
Gotcha.
you know, run rampant and help you out.
It's the
and stuff
Knights of
like
the
that.
Old Republic formula.
Right, but
Yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic, I felt was just like
Way
a
better
way better
environment,
game,
yeah.
and maybe it was just because of the environment and everything that
And
you
the
could
story.
do in there. Yeah, the story was great as well, but yeah, Coder, dude, man, what I
Iconic
wish
moments.
that Blue Point could just redo that one and then bring
Dude,
that
that'd
out.
be awesome,
That
man.
would be
That'd be dope.
amazing. You know, Knights of the Old Republic was an awesome game.
Did you ever
One
play any
and
Dragon
two.
Age, Mark?
So I've never played a Dragon Age before.
Okay.
I always almost picked up Inquisition because it would go on sale for like $6, like a pretty good price.
Yeah.
But I never pulled the trigger because I never played a game where you, excuse me, controlled so many NPCs. So I wasn't sure how I was gonna like it. But I know it always got good reviews. I know you could put hundreds of hours into the game. There's a lot to do.
You don't have to control all the NPCs.
You just
Like,
have that option.
yeah, you basically put them on like a queue thing that they do their own thing.
Yeah.
And you control just one
Gotcha.
guy.
Kind of like Marvel's Avengers, right?
the new one.
Yeah. Like you don't have to play all of them.
Yeah, but this one is more turn-based in the sense it's not like live. You're like pressing a button and he'll activate that ability.
Yeah.
Right, where
Right.
Marvel's like very much, action.
That was another thing, turn-based, man.
So is it turn-based combat?
It's
was.
it's like a pseudo
Oh, okay.
variant of turn-based. It's not 100% turn-based.
Gotcha.
You don't have infinite time, but you can pause your screen and kind of like
Think.
think and
Try
throw
to
orders
strategize
out,
and stuff,
throw
yeah.
orders out to your guys, and then it just kind of executes it, and you're in a brawl fighting like real time. But then
that
you can
sounds
like
pretty
pause
cool.
it and like execute everything you want to do.
That sounds pretty
Right, so it's different. It's a different way. It's like a mix between action and turn-based.
I mean, if you probably never played Origins, you know, getting Inquisition for like $2-3
Yeah.
probably ain't nothing.
No, Inquisition's worth it, especially if you've never played any of the Dragon Age games. Like it's a really good game. Like you
Yeah.
cannot deny
dope.
it.
It got super high
You're gonna
reviews.
you're gonna
like-
be hooked on it.
Yeah.
Like you may not have the stamina to like finish it because it's a very long game, but you're gonna be for a while. You're gonna be hooked on it for a good minute, man. It's really fun.
I don't know about you, but like I kind of thought that the story wasn't that interesting.
No, it
As
really
well,
wasn't.
either.
It's fun to make choices. There's a lot of choices you make in that game. It's fun to get new crew members and characters to add to your party. And of course, you're only stuck with the 4, so it's very much Mass Effect, KOTOR, the Bioware formula. Like it's the same thing. Like,
Definitely
all the
Mass
games are the
Effect.
same. Yeah.
And I thought that Mass Effect better than Dragon Age.
Yeah, Mass
So,
Effect better than Dragon Age.
Yeah.
I think part of it is guns are just more fun. I think guns are just more
Than
are
axes
cool.
and
Yeah,
stuff
than
like that.
axes and slices. I mean, they do have some magic in there, but it was just fun, man. Like there's some cool guns. Like you shot like a massive like ball of energy out. Like you felt powerful in Mass Effect. I don't think you quite felt as powerful in Dragon Age.
Yeah.
But of course no gameplay, so
Yeah, might as well just like talk about Mass Effect. Since we're
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
might as well.
I'll start. So I also haven't played Mass Effect, but the trailer we didn't see any gameplay, and it was super short if I'm not mistaken. So I wasn't really hyped, but I wasn't disappointed because I had nothing to go off of.
They didn't even show anything really.
It was just
right?
kinda-
like one person sitting up
Yeah.
on
You saw
something?
the one main character, that girl that is in usually every Mass Effect.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
that's the main.
She's not the main character, but she's like the main love interest
Okay.
of your character.
Yeah.
So what do you guys
so-
think?
I mean, it was
Nothing to
it
go
was
off
just like Dragon Age, you know what I mean? Like I didn't even like the last I think Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
I didn't even like
It
buy
wasn't
that
very
one
good.
or whatever. So and I only heard bad things about it. So, you know, as far as like BioWare and EA getting together and creating these games like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, like I could care less. You know, I would rather see the gameplay and see if it's something, but they've always stuck to like a similar formula in all of their games. And I was a really big fan of Mass Effect. Like Mass
You were
Effect
bigger
1
than
and
me.
2.
You were so on it, bro.
Yeah, because I was
Man, you were hooked on that.
Mass Effect kind of followed storylines, lengths of storylines like Final Fantasy did. And because I was like, I used to really like Final Fantasy. I used to have, you know, like 7, 8 or whatever, and then I stopped because they were just so damn long and I could never finish them. But I was at one point I was like, it's almost like a more bang for your buck type of thing. Like you pay $50, $60 for this game, and there's like almost 200 plus hours of like gameplay because you have,
I remember you loving
all of
slapping
these
the new disc in.
Yeah, different planets and stuff like that. That's one thing that's so ass to think about it now. But yeah, you used to have like 4 or 5 discs in the case, and you would have to
slap
to
them
a
in as
new
it tells
planet
you.
or a new you know point in the storyline. You'd have to put the new game in or whatever to be able to travel to these planets and stuff. But
You dealt with it, man.
yeah, and
I avoided games like that, but you put up with that.
because I enjoyed the stories on them, and they were really heavily story involved. But I guess Inquisition didn't pull me in with its story. You know, Dragon Shards, stuff like that. It didn't pull me in. You know, it didn't give me like a real reason to want to keep going.
Yeah, I can
and
see
then
that.
I had played the first one, and it was just like more of the same thing, and so it got monotonous. And
It's
then,
just if you
know,
love, it's a heavy RPG game. Like it's just heavy RPG because it's very customizable. You're collecting a lot of things. You're making lots of choices.
it's a digital Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, it's a digital. Yes,
gotta play it
So
like
if it's like, a good story is what really strung you along. But if you're just like heavy into RPG, like you just love RPG, it is the epitome. It's more RPG than Fallout, right? It's more RPG than a lot of these games. Like it's very, very RPG heavy. So that's what people really like about it. But with Mass Effect, I thought when I first saw the trailer start, I was like, oh, Stone was right. Golly was right.
Starfield.
This is Starfield. I was
thought
like,
it was
we got
too.
it. Yeah, like that was my first thought. It's like, dude, nice.
Yeah.
But nope, it ended up just being a teaser for Mass Effect. And these were so, what a letdowns, man. Like we get a teaser basically for Dragon Age and a teaser for Mass Effect. What has BioWare been doing this whole time? It's been years since they released anything of quality. And I know like a lot of people are saying BioWare is dead, and they kind of are. And I thought that they were kind of trying to build some more hype around their brand, but man, they have a lot of
I think they
work
need
to
a new
do.
IP, man.
They need
Just
a new
whole
IP.
IP. Stop doing with all of these old ones that they've been working on. Or I mean,
And how do you have nothing? How do you have nothing to show us?
right?
How do you have nothing?
COVID, bro. They stopped working, man. They had to close up shop for a minute. Then they only had enough
I'm blown away,
room
man.
to get 2 guys into a room and create a trailer for us. So they got a trailer.
I mean, I
for
look
us.
at a lot of the games on this list here, and almost all of them, except I think Perfect Dark, had actual in-game
That's true.
gameplay for us to see. But BioWare's games, the company that has probably more money and more resources than the rest of these games in that list, is the one that shows the least of anything.
I feel like
nothing
the
to show
majority,
for it.
I feel like the majority of them were trailers, though.
I'm talking about the ones on our list.
Yeah, I feel like the majority of them were trailers, though.
They showed gameplay
But
on
they-
almost
yeah.
all these here.
Really?
No way,
Show
dude.
gameplay.
I know I
Crimson-
saw.
They were
I
all
saw
gameplay.
The
All of them were gameplay,
Evil
except
Dead.
Evil West. Evil West wasn't.
Evil Dead had gameplay or actual in-game
In-game
footage.
footage.
It was pre-alpha, but it was in-game
Yeah,
footage.
a
So
lot
I
of
thought
them
that was
actually
interesting.
showed
Game looks sick,
gameplay.
too.
That should look pretty good, though.
I'm just saying,
besides it being a
it did
horror
kind of
movie.
like surprise.
Like it looked,
Yeah.
you know, like the characters, they looked like
Yeah,
they were pretty
it did
defined.
kinda
Are you talking about Evil Dead now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Evil Dead.
So I love the Evil Dead series. So when I saw this, I had higher hopes for the Evil Dead game
yeah,
than Back 4 Blood. For me
Really?
personally.
yeah.
For me
that's true.
personally,
See, I was torn between that notion because it did feel like a similar thing to Back
Yeah.
4 Blood.
because I wasn't sure if this is gonna be more like a Dead for Daylight, you know, like the
Yeah.
the monster
Okay.
survival games.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be more this style or it's gonna be more of the Left 4 Dead.
I think I just wasn't like convinced that it was going to be good because I was like, come on. Left 4 Dead, they invented this formula, right? Come on. Back 4 Blood's got to be better
yeah,
than this.
but just
Is this
because
gonna be
Evolve was
better?
such a,
Yeah, I know.
you know, that's why I'm like, I don't know.
I still don't know exactly what Evil Dead is, though. Like
It's
I
just a
don't know.
zombie.
I don't know
series.
if it's like a you know,
Oh,
like a
you mean the game
story,
itself?
like if it's an actual campaign, or if it's just
like
survival
Left 4
or
Dead,
something.
yeah,
It's
where you're
like-
running from zone
I
to
left
zone.
the trailer thinking the same thing. Like, what is this game gonna be?
Yeah.
So I
It
think
looked like there's got to be some comedy, right? You saw the dude
Totally.
in the
Yeah.
freaking
Knight's Armor.
yeah, Knight's Armor
Mhm.
and whatnot. So
Mhm.
and then Evil Dead has always been like, you know, kind of like a satire.
yeah,
You know,
the movies
like
are awesome.
evil movie or whatever. So,
Yeah,
but it's cool that they keep that main character guy the
Mhm.
same. Like he's always been that main character dude.
and they made the
Even
TV
even
series
being
too.
old as hell as he is now,
He's ageless, yeah. Yeah.
Like they're never gonna change. They just made him younger
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
just kept him as the same. They didn't even add like a different dude's
I know.
face to that.
I
Character.
know.
Yeah.
That's the
So
joke,
that's pretty
right?
dope.
That's part of the humor, I think.
Yeah. And I think he was like probably like one of the ones that like invented the movie or like you know,
It
came
had,
up
it
with
had,
it or
yeah. I'm not
something.
sure either. Like
It's like a cult thing.
it had like a Dead Rising feel too. Like, what is this?
Yeah,
You know,
Dead
like they were
Rising,
kind of killing people
definitely.
with different weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
playing
Is this Left 4 Dead? Is this Dead Rising? What is this?
Yeah.
You know.
I love you, me.